All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about the Penguins?
Yes.
I understand they were originally bought by some Boston group for $900 million, and
Yeah.
they were given an offer.
Well, supposedly, I mean, nobody's confirming it, but the paper's reporting $1.75 billion.
What? Yeah, from a fellow named Dave Hoffman.
Yes.
From Florida.
Yes.
Dave. Well, Russ, all I got to say to that, the deal sounds kosher to me.
Hey, if the guy has the money and he wants to buy it and the other ones want to sell, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
I just hope he doesn't turn out to be a Bob Nutting.
He'll probably want to move the team, Russ.
I don't know. I mean, because it's such an avid fan base here. I just don't, So, yeah. Where do you move it to then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
okay, that's all I got for today, Russ.
All right, Mark. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. Hello. Welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hey, it's Skipper. How you doing today, bro?
Good, Skipper. You?
Oh, just a beautiful day out today.
Yes,
summer.
It is.
I saw on Facebook it said there's like 15 days until it's the Burr days. B-E-R. Burr. Yeah. Let's see. September, October, November.
You know what? But September is usually a beautiful month, and it gets cooler, but I don't think anything that causes you to go burr.
Well, there's some cool evenings. It'll be frost. It could frost at the end of the month, and it'll be cold. That gets people prepped and primed so they can complain about the next month and the next month.
Okay.
Then it'll get hot, and they'll complain about that. And then it'll get cold, they complain, So that's how it usually. I love every day. I don't care if it's rain, hail, sleet, snow.
Yeah.
I check the obituaries in the Uniontown paper every morning. If my name's not in there, I know it's going to be a good day.
Absolutely.
Hey, this is not a hot topic of the day, but it was a few days ago, and I couldn't call in because I've been real busy. But Trump is putting the military there in D.C. to stop the crime.
Right. Yeah, the National Guard.
Well, on this show, whenever Obama was in there, I said I was really frustrated with that guy because he could have been an example. What was his Detroit or Chicago? His town was where it's all the killing.
Chicago's where he's from.
Okay, I said this guy Obama could go in and he could have any amount of money he needed to go to Chicago and try to straighten that town up and make it a model city, to whatever, and they'd figure out what they need to do about crime and drugs and everything. And I don't see who would be opposed to that, to the deadliest city in the nation. And we got this black guy, there's a lot of blacks on blacks there. I would have gave everything I had to that dude to go in there and try to straighten up his own community, and now Trump's doing it. And what are they doing? Complaining.
Yeah.
I
guess they just don't like the way he's going about it. The whole fear of the military being on our streets and everything. It's a 30-day experiment is what this is.
So I got to say this. What could have been done in Chicago? I mean, they could throw billions and billions of dollars at that city, and it probably would not do much. Everybody thinks throw more money, but you have to have some kind of action plan to make this happen. Mm-hmm. And you got to have feet on the street. There's no way to just fix them crimes and all the poverty and the drugs and all the crime all just with a pencil. It's not going to happen. You have to have boots on the ground, whether it's policemen, the military, or something, and take a stance, because you can't do it with pencil and paper. So I agree with this. And, I think they should make D.C. the model capital, eradicate the drugs and the drug dealers, which is the root of 90% of it.
And the homelessness.
And then move on to the next one. But I was pissed because Obama he had the opportunity to take his hometown city with all the money that he could do like Donald Trump has and straighten up his own town, and he didn't even talk about it. Whenever he talked about crime there, he just turned his head.
So what I find interesting here is down in Washington, D.C. So I just saw this. Apparently the wait time to get a carry permit has decreased from months to just, days, weeks, if not days.
So what's that mean?
Since President Trump has taken over the police force, things have changed, and so
they feel more secure. People feel more secure.
I guess that's part of it, and I'm also looking at Chicago and Illinois. They have some of the strictest gun controls laws in the country. And yet Chicago, for I don't know how many years in a row now, has had 500
the
plus
most deaths.
murders.
Right,
Yeah.
the most deaths.
And I don't know. I don't have this facts or anything, but I'm willing to bet you that 99% of those deaths were caused by illegal guns that shouldn't be
Guaranteed.
on the street for whatever reason.
So I had one more point I wanted to say, because he was talking about what they should do with all the money. Trump said repeatedly on TV, what are we going to do with all this money we got coming in? We're going to have to figure it out. We got so much money coming in, we're going to figure it out. Well, I know, I would pay taxes to pay off. I would let them raise my taxes to pay off debt, not to give it to the people that aren't working and like they've been doing for a lot of years. So while Biden was in there, and I think Obama, they gave everybody who wasn't working, they would give them more money on the SNAP thing, like $500 a month. They were giving them like bonuses, like $5,000. They were going on vacation, and the working guy wasn't getting no money. He's paying the tax. So I hope that Trump would give $5,000 or $10,000, whatever, to every person last year that was on the rolls as a working person. Because all the people who didn't work, they've been getting it for years.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so that would be a really good thing, whether you're Republican or Democrat. If you're a worker and you paid into taxes, I would like to see him give the stimulus check to the people who work now. And that's my feelings on that thing, bro.
Not a bad idea to help gain back some of the money lost because of inflation.
Well, the no taxes on overtime. My wife, she works from home for WVU Medicine.
Okay.
And they're way behind, so they've been having them to work for some overtime. But guess what? We're going to make a little bit more money in the future if she got to do that, because we're not going to pay extra taxes.
Right.
So that's incentive to have people work overtime and work harder.
Yeah.
Not the more you work harder, the more taxes you pay. Then they're going to give it to people that don't work. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about that too.
And if you think about it, no tax on overtime is a double savings almost, because your overtime pay gets taxed or did get taxed greater than your 40-hour pay.
Well, people would say, well, it's not worth the work overtime because they tax it more. But for those of us who are really workers and we need the money and we want to save money to, accomplish things in life, we do it anyways, because you're going to have more money than if you didn't work the overtime.
Right.
And that's the way I've worked my whole life. I didn't look at I knew that as long as I keep working harder, I will have more money. And so anyways, this is going to be a really positive thing for America. If you work overtime, that you get more money, not less money. And I really like what's going on.
Yeah. And, it's going to be interesting once everything gets fully engaged and acted,
We're only months into this thing.
Yeah. I know. Well,
it's early.
Yeah, well, it was signed, July 3rd, July 4th? So we're barely a month into the one big, beautiful bill. I'm sure things fully haven't taken effect yet either, too. And if interest rates, if we can ever get the dang interest rates to come on down, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Really?
Well, let me just tell you, I have a mortgage, okay? So whenever the interest rate, it was like $320 or something, right? whenever the interest rate went up, it went to like $400 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculously high, because it's my fault because I got a real fast loan where I didn't have to go through the background things for my house and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? You know how much money that is a month for me? Because I'm on Social Security.
Okay.
$160 a month all year round. That's my spending money.
So
and I haven't had it for a while. So if they would lower that down, you would see. And plus, people don't want to buy houses because the interest rate's so high.
Mm-hmm.
If they would lower that back down to wherever it was, 3%, whenever I got my loan, people would start buying houses again. The economy would boom much better.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know why they don't want it, but they're afraid of.
Yeah, when the cost of money goes down, you see investments going up. So.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll go down more and more, so I don't have to pay more taxes. But the Democrats, they love tax. They want more tax. They like, and I've known this since the beginning, that inflation, and whenever all these things go up, like my house payment, that is a tax. And I've heard it explained. It's across the board for everybody, not just the rich, but the poor and everybody.
Well,
and they don't have to vote for that. The Democrats don't have to vote for that to have more money to spend for their pet projects and their agendas. They love inflation. That's why he didn't want Bernanke or whoever to lower. Biden wouldn't, because they want money in the government so they can spend and do their things.
So,
which is not paying down a debt, which is not trying to improve the life for me, anyways.
Okay. All right, Skipper.
Anyways, I just wanted to get that out there, that Obama disappointed me, because I brought it up on this show a long time ago. He was in power for, 8 years?
Yep.
And he could have tried to help his own hometown city that had the highest murder rate in crime and didn't know how to do it. Trump is figuring it out.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, like I said, it's a 30-day experiment. He'll have to go to Congress to get and ask for an extension if he wants to keep him there. So that might be a bit of a fight, but we'll see how the 30-day experiment goes.
Everybody's jumping in and sending people there, so I just love it. That's the United States of America. We're one nation, and these other states are sending them there. I was so happy to hear that.
All right. Hey, Skipper.
All right, God bless. See you later, bro. I'll call you again. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, got to take a little break. When I come back, both lines are open, so give me a buzz, 724-438-4593.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or,
hi, come on in. How are you feeling?
When you see doctors Paul Hartley and Mary Beth Riley, plus nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckart, and Stacy Morris, you get one-on-one personal professional health care serving the area for over 3 decades. If you're looking for a primary care doctor, call Doctors Hartley and Riley at 724-437-1109 or online at ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,940.
Join us Friday as the high school football season kicks off as the Uniontown Red Raiders host the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Hi, I'm Brian Morozak. All the exciting play-by-play action for you. Starting with the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show at 6. The opening kickoff between the Red Raiders and the Mustangs is set for 7. And of course, we'll have a live video stream on the WMBS Facebook page. Stay tuned after the game for the Triple Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel. That's Friday night high school football, Laurel Highlands at Uniontown. Friday at 7 here on WMBS.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like John from Morgantown. John had such extreme numbness and pain that he was having difficulty feeling his car pedals. Then John discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive, and painless. John's great results have given his freedom back, and he's doing the things he wants, like simply driving or cutting the grass. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help John, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hicksonbaugh's Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller fill your prescriptions, offer free prescription delivery, mail-out service, and gladly answer your healthcare questions. Flu shots, the new Moderna COVID boosters, plus Shingrix shots with your doctor's prescription are also available at Hicksonbaugh's. Call 724-437-2828. Hicksonbaugh's Drugstore, 304 Morgantown Street. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. So there are laws on the books to that protect first responders. In other words, it's very hard for you to find the home address of a police officer. They're kind of hidden. And to an extent, I believe some legislatures benefit from that as well. In the last, we'll just say the last 7+ months, that's the Trump administration time here now. We hear a lot of that now. One of the things that we hear a lot about is ICE agents. Their addresses are being posted online, on telephone poles. And their families are made to feel not safe. Well, that's extended to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Her address was recently published. I believe the Washington Post even published it in an article. Her own personal residence. And that with that came, I guess, some threats. So she has moved temporarily, along with her family, to the Navy Yard in Washington, D.C. to have further protection. Do you think this is right? That people, organizations, whatever, are releasing the address of government officials and law enforcement? I see the benefit of their information being kept from us, being hidden. They are in high-profile jobs doing jobs that a lot of people don't want to do. And in some cases, okay, jobs that are hazardous. An ICE agent certainly falls in that category. Shouldn't they be allowed some sort of protection for when they go home at the end of the day? Do you think it's wrong that people publish their addresses, putting their family? The only connection they have is that they're married to their spouse that's working for as a first responder. Should they feel unsafe in their own home just because somebody published it? I don't think so. What are your thoughts? 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Well, Russ, if you remember, it hasn't been too long ago that Kristi Noem had her purse stolen. She and her family were out to dinner. She was showing her parents the town.
Yep.
And a MS-13 cadre with a mask on his face showed up and swiped her purse with $3,000 in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she is a target because of her. I'm sure they were tailing her. I'm sure they wanted to make an example out of her, and this is the way mobs work. You know, that they are at, root terrorists.
Yeah.
You know, and they want to keep law officials in fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, they would do those sorts of things. And I think that President Trump has taken an extraordinary measure in bringing the Army into D.C. There are parts of D.C. that you don't go at night. There are parts of the rapid transit system, I forget what it's called, the Metro.
Metro, yeah.
It's been a while since I was there, but yeah, you get a little Metro card. And there's certain lines you do not ride on after night. I believe the Blue Line is one.
Okay.
You know, so, yeah, he is trying to clear things up, and he's taken an extraordinary measure. And I say good for him.
Okay.
I say good for him because, you know, at the end of the day, crime rates will go down. Of course, you know, if you listen to the CBS reports on WMBS, you would think that he's made himself dictator or something.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, because it's slanted and owned by people who can't stand to see him in office. Well, I called in to respond to Skipper. Go ahead. Were you going to?
No, well, I mean, it's so, you know, if after 30 days, and I guess the president, from what I understand, has to go to Congress now to ask for an extension. Let's just assume that it's not given, and the National Guard pulls out. They go home, and so we're back to just the D.C. Metro Police handling things. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at that point in time. Will D.C. cops be able to keep things under control, or will they be hamstrung by leadership, because it'll go back to the old leadership. Right now, the leadership is, well, it's technically Pam Bondi, giving out the, rules of engagement, if you will. So if once that goes away and it resorts back to the old leadership, well, does crime come back? Does homelessness come back? Does drug use come back? You know, the whole thing that the Trump administration is trying to clean up, does that all come back without the National Guard around?
Yeah, and regarding the media's attitude towards all this, it hasn't been all that long ago that the Clintons were in power, and I remember when Hillary was looking for something to do, they made her czar of D.C. Do you remember that?
I do not know.
Oh, yes. They put her basically in charge She was going to clean it up. Marion Barry was mayor, and she took one look at it, and she was gone. She realized what a mess D.C. was at the time. It was such a mess. The mayor, Marion Barry, went to jail for crack smoking. Yeah. I mean, and he was on video doing this. And a lot of people around him went to the Hoosgow as well. And, of course, in D.C., they reelected.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you have a city that's that out of whack, extraordinary measures are necessary. But when she was appointed, clean 'em up czar, the media said, strong woman, capable, strong woman, she's going to do it. Well, she didn't do it. She didn't do anything but, realized it was beyond her capabilities and went bye-byes. So, yeah, regarding Skipper and his discussion about inflation, I've said this before on the show. I'll probably have to say it again and again. I hope it will soak in with people. But, Skipper, the easiest way to understand inflation is it's a tax on money. When government overspends, and they, remember, are printing the money, authorizing it, they're diluting the amount of money in circulation. And so every dollar out there becomes less valuable. And that's essentially what they're doing, is taxing the spending power of the dollar. Now, why do they love it? And this is Democrats and Republicans. Russ, it's very simple once you understand this. They love it because the higher value is there before they spend it. When they print those extra dollars and spend them, they're spending them at the going rate of the cost of goods and services. So they spend it, and once it gets into the market, then the value falls.
So they spend it before it has a chance to circulate. Is what basically.
That's right. Of course, it's spent before it circulates. Once it circulates, then the value depreciates, and it becomes a tax on every dollar in circulation. This is why they love it. You see.
Okay.
You know, they're buying whatever it is and spending whatever it is at the labor costs and the cost of goods and the cost of materials. You know, at the time, it's released into the economy. But once it's released, then it's diluted and you're stuck with that lower value. That's what's so insidious, and that's why, I mean, my gosh, if we could do that as individuals, get rid of something before the value falls, and it was predictable.
Yeah.
We'd be doing it all the time, right?
Right, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, going back to interest rates, when they raise the interest rates, this is to lower inflation because it restricts the number of dollars that you can afford to borrow. Okay, and that's known as monetary policy because the money is used to leverage its own value, and they do this by the Fed setting a higher interest rate, and that in turn translates into higher interest rates on things like cars and houses. So when Skipper says his mortgage rate is going up, that's due to inflation, but it's due to trying to control inflation by the Fed raising those interest rates. So this comes as an after effect. It's sort of like, a shock wave after an earthquake.
Yeah.
It's an after effect, and Biden was very responsible in raising interest rates. They simply raised them too quickly, and they've kept them up too long.
Well, no, that's one of the president's big beefs. He says, everybody else, Europe, everybody else, their interest rates have come way down, but we're still up there. Yeah.
But that really doesn't have a lot to do with it. It does have something to do with it, but no, they just tightened much too quickly because for a time, and I think this was 2022, 23, you heard the term transitory inflation.
Mm-hmm.
What caused the inflation was putting money into the economy due to the COVID epidemic.
Right.
Yeah, and they overdid it. You know, the first stimulus checks were right. The later ones that the Biden administration issued caused people not to want to go back to work and greatly inflated the economy. And Janet Yellen, you'll remember, was with the Fed, I think, at that time, and Powell was in Treasury. I may have them reversed here.
Okay.
No, yeah, Powell was with the Fed, and she was in Treasury. They were talking about transitory inflation. Well, this will just go away. Well, it didn't, because they overdid it.
Yeah.
And
okay.
and they have both since admitted that was wrong. And this is why the interest rates were jacked up at 1/4 point at every Fed meeting, you know, for I think 8 terms or eight times they raised that rate. And it was, you know, big jumps, 3/4 point, half a point, not the usual 1/4 point.
Right.
And yeah, but this was to control inflation.
Okay.
So it's like an aftershock after you have, you know, an earthquake or a tsunami. You know, once inflation takes off, then you raise interest rates to try to get it back down so people aren't spending and borrowing as much.
Okay. All righty. Hey, Frank, thank you. I appreciate the explanations there. And
yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Well, it's good timing because I got to take a little break.
Very good,
all right,
Roger.
Frank, thanks. We'll talk again soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, this is What's on Your Mind. Got to take a quick little break. When we come back, well, we're still going to have open conversations, so give me a buzz, 724-438-4593.
It's a day that ends in Y, so it's a day that you might decide you don't want to cook. That means it's the perfect day to order Fat Angelo's. Offering delicious pizzas, salads, hoagies, strombolis and calzones, wings, and more. And with 12 locations across the area ready to serve you, today is the day to visit FatAngelosPizza.com, where you can quickly and conveniently find your local shop and place your order online. Or get the local phone number and give them a call. Order up!
Are you looking for personalized healthcare you can trust? At Montgomery Medical, they're accepting new patients.
Hi, I'm Dr. Betty Thomas. Having a primary care provider means better overall health, from preventative care to managing chronic conditions. We're here to support you every step of the way.
That's right. Hi, I'm Jenna Lutzka, a physician assistant. Plus, we have same-day appointments and walk-in same-day care available too. We're here for you.
Join the Montgomery Medical family today by calling 724-569-8100 to schedule your appointment. A family tradition of family medicine.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
Laurel Ridge Eye Care reminds us that vision problems may develop so slowly you don't even notice until you find yourself reading less and straining to focus. If that's happening to you, call Dr. Aaron Sobel at Laurel Ridge Eye Care for a complete vision exam. If there's one thing you shouldn't overlook, it's your vision. Laurel Ridge Eye Care and board-certified ophthalmologist Dr. Aaron Sobel remind you that early detection of eye disease can help prevent blindness. Their complete vision exams can help determine if you are developing problems. Laurel Ridge Eye Care offers full-service medical, surgical, and laser eye care with cataract surgery performed at Uniontown Hospital. Don't take chances with your eyes. Schedule your appointment today by calling Laurel Ridge Eye Care at 724-437-2222. That's 724-437-2222. All insurances are accepted, as well as Visa, MasterCard, and debit card at Laurel Ridge Eye Care, 130 West Fayette Street in the former Hockey Funeral Home.
Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling are the ones to call when you need a dumpster. Red Rooster offers fast, friendly service and provides medium-sized dumpsters that will fit your needs, whether it's a general remodeling project, emptying a house, or doing a summer or fall cleanout. Just call Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling at 724-569-0337 for rates and availability. Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling in Smithfield also offers a 5% military discount. Call 724-569-0337 and look for the Red Rooster.
Don't fall behind on your home improvement projects. First Federal of Greene County's home improvement loans can help. Planning to remodel your kitchen or bathroom? Considering an addition, patio, or new roof? First Federal offers FHA Title I home improvement loans, home equity loans, construction loans, and owner-builder loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729.
WNBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. Give me a buzz. We got a little bit of time left if you want to chat. Hey, just a reminder, know what's on your mind for tomorrow. We're going to be bringing you a Pirate game live from PNC Park tomorrow instead as the Pirates take on the Toronto Blue Jays. But I'll be back here Thursday for the extended short show, as I like to refer to it as. So, Thursday typically is just 2 to 3, but I'll be here 2 to 4, hence the extension. So that'll be Open Conversation. You can give me a call then. We'll have some new topics to chat about, I'm sure. Maybe some updates on what's happening in we're going to call them peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. So just getting the two gentlemen, main characters involved, and possibly face-to-face meeting is a big step towards having peace in Ukraine. So we'll see. Keep our fingers crossed, huh? Also have Steeler football coming up. I think it's Thursday they play this week. Final preseason of the game final preseason as they gear up for the regular season. That does it for today. CBS News is next. News from around the world, around the country, and then TJ is in here with the local news, sports, and weather. This is WNBS Uniontown, 590 AM, 101.1 FM. At the tone, it is 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Hurricane Erin is a dangerous storm, and it's not even making landfall. It's the threat of huge swells all along the East Coast. Reporter Connor Barkon is in Ocean City, New Jersey.
Swimming is either prohibited or restricted at all of the Jersey Shore points. Kathy Kupo from Toms River says her family will not let a trip without swimming in the ocean ruin the fun.
No, because we're here. There's not much we could do. We paid the money, so we make the best of what we can. We're disappointed, but it is what it is. We understand.
The boardwalks and beaches are still open for people who want to spend time outdoors. Coastal flooding could be a problem later this week.
Some clarification today from the Trump administration on the promise of security guarantees to Ukraine. Linda Kenyon has more from the White House.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says this much is certain.
The president has definitively stated U.S. boots will not be on the ground in Ukraine, but we can certainly help in the coordination and perhaps provide other means of security guarantees.
What about U.S. military support from the air?
It is an option and a possibility. I won't certainly rule out anything as far as military options that the president president has at his disposal.
Levitt spoke even as NATO military chiefs prepared for a meeting Wednesday to discuss the war in Ukraine and plans for lasting peace. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The administration said today there have been 465 arrests since the beginning of the federal operation to tackle crime in Washington, D.C. More Republican-led states have said they'll send in National Guard troops. Jake Rosen reports they're not tasked with making arrests.
They're actually going to outnumber or potentially almost reach the number of actual police officers in the city. Those Guards members for now are not actually conducting arrests. They're not doing law enforcement activity. These Guards members kind of standing around in high traffic